Facts.
And a little vitamin, you know what I mean?
Big facts.
A little vitamin.
Yeah.
Supposed to take vitamins every day, bro.
But what's up with Tubi? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that shit
Big
went viral.
Tubi.
Y'all, that is
That
so
shit went
funny.
viral.
It's hard though.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely
We
want
have
us to
to.
get into that
Yeah.
because that was a very big moment and it kind of took the world by storm. So I want to get into that. We're
Yeah.
definitely going to get into that.
We're going to get into that.
Definitely.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ 9D. I got my boy Kel up in the building and Miss Keisha herself, and we are the Bridge ATL. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Love y'all. Kel, let them know what the Bridge is, man.
Look, if y'all don't know about the bridge already, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just throw you over the bridge at this point. But what we try to do is basically try to connect the dots in terms of culture, in terms of information, because, a lot of us don't really do our research. And I just like to throw that out there and show y'all something different, a different type of knowledge. Not necessarily different, but, stuff that you will not know. Mainly because, like I said, we don't do a lot of research in our community, black communities, but also we don't look at other communities and how they deal with things, how they obtain information. And so we're here to basically bridge the gap in those particular topics. So, yeah, man, just take a listen and chill out a little bit, I guess.
Yes, and today we have a lot that we're going to get into. We're definitely going to talk about Tubi, but also we're going to talk about the girl who was missing but wasn't really missing. Like, that's crazy,
I called it
right?
low key.
Bro,
Yeah,
you
I
did
know.
call
that's
it.
crazy.
I called
it.
And we're going to talk about an unlikely collaboration for our artist spotlight because, one thing about artists, they don't like to work with people who they don't want to work with. So we're going to have to get into that.
Right.
And we got a good word on the street. And we're going to be talking about aliens. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about Tubi because, yes.
My girl over here famous.
Oh my God, you are so crazy. It is definitely, so first of all, when I first filmed that scene, I had no clue, like not even the slightest clue that it would have blown up the way that it did.
Yeah.
I was very shocked, to say the least. I remember going on set. It wasn't even like it was a day, but a few hours of filming.
Yeah.
And so the scene overall was like 2 minutes and like 20 seconds, like overall, that I was in from the start to finish. And the fact that I legit did not know that, one, how it was going to look in post, but two, that people were going to react to it the way that they did. It was crazy because it was a lot of responses to that, So the scene was shot in the park, and it was a shootout in broad daylight. And in the shootout, the guy in the film, he had a curved bullet that he used to kill me. And so I remember, I gotta play dead, I gotta learn how to do that. And then I don't even know what this scene from Wanted is, the director was like, oh, you have to go see that. I had no clue, nothing.
How it was gonna go down.
I was in the dark in all of
crazy.
it.
Yo,
right?
can we take a moment for the viewers to see this clip right quick?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh,
Check this out, y'all.
And then
but so that was the scene, and it was just funny because the way it started for me, I was like, okay, this, I forgot I did it because we filmed almost a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was some time, and so
that's how it be though.
It was your first time when you came to Atlanta, or was
it kind of somewhat like that. It was. I was here for maybe a few months, so not too long. But I remember a week ago or so, my friend reaching out to me hey, is this you? And that was the first message I got, and it was nonstop after that. Like, hey, is this you? Is this you? Is this you? Because I really never told anybody.
Yeah.
Because I forgot. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you told us. He was like, yeah, I was in one. And so we was like, where's the movie at? She was like, it's going to come out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the thing is, Tyler hit me up. You know, our producer, shout out to Tyler, producer, man. You know what I'm saying? He in the background. Y'all going to see him at some point.
Yes.
But he had hit me up. He was like, hey, is this Keisha? I'm pretty sure this is Keisha, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
As soon as I seen it, I was like, that's absolutely Keisha.
That is so
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Mind you, I'm like 3 million views.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is going crazy.
It went crazy.
Yeah.
I was chilling in public
and
when
the
somebody
first
said
thing
that
I
shit.
wanted to wait to see what you was gonna say. I was gonna hit you. I thought about it. I was like, nah, she gonna say something. I know she is. I'm gonna just wait and see what she got to say.
I was in public and I was just chilling there, and a few of my homeboys like, "Yo, you seen this movie when this dude curved the bullet? What's going on?" Da, da, da. And I'm like, I ain't paying attention, I ain't paying no mind or whatever, right? So then Keisha, she came out with a video explaining the situation, and I'm just like,
We
what?
did not expect that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, a girl in the movie got killed. So I'm like, okay. So I went on Tubi, did my research, blase, and I seen her do her scene and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Then once I saw that, you know, Instagram always have stuff that you research on like this list. You seen DJ Pooh posting
Everybody,
it,
Lil Duval.
Little Duval posted,
D.L. Hughley
Yeah,
posted
Hughley.
it too.
Hughley, all of
It
that.
was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. But needless to say, it was a lot of fun to just kind of respond and react to
Word.
people. Because a lot of the comments, I went through the comments. I talk about that all the time in our when we talking. I love the
It
comments.
was thousands of comments.
Yeah.
Like,
I
bro.
love the comments, and I literally went through all of them, like
For real?
scrolled through all
Word.
of them and responded to people, and like actually was like, okay, like if they were saying something that was disrespectful, like if it was so disrespectful that I was just kind of like, I don't want to fight on the internet with this person.
definitely
I
don't
was
do that,
not
no.
responding to them. But like
Yeah.
if there was someone who said something like, oh, this scenes like this independent films, like they're not good, and then I had to respond and be like, no, like this is what makes Hollywood as well.
It
These
is.
independent artists, and I
Absolutely.
mean independent artists, independent directors, the
Directors,
independent projects, the low budget films or whatever that have smaller budgets. I think smaller budgets is a better word to describe it. Is so essential and it's so important
Absolutely.
because that's where
Yeah.
you find the stories that are not being told.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
right.
where you find these great people who are
Yeah.
plucked out that
The
never got a
diamonds in the rough.
chance.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Facts.
so it was definitely, I felt very passionate
Absolutely.
about responding to people like that, just to kind of, in my way, like some strange way, educate people, even though I'm like, you know, this was something that just randomly happened. I didn't even know it was going to blow up like that.
Yeah.
But for me to feel like I'm going to go in the comments and say something, I was very strong about that because a lot of times smaller films or independent films are associated with like, or I should say Tubi. A lot of people associate it sometimes with black artists or directors and writers to say like, oh, because I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, this, what in the ghetto Tubi
Yeah, they
name
call
is
it like
this?
Nollywood or something.
You know,
Nollywood.
exactly. Exactly. So it, to me, is more like, don't discredit this.
Absolutely.
Don't put this down. Don't make this seem like it's, you know, not the work of someone who had a vision
Who has passion?
and who has passion and who's dedicated and committed to their career
And
and
actually
their craft.
put action behind their
Exactly.
words, you know.
So I had to check a few people, okay?
No, absolutely.
I feel you.
I
I
did,
feel
and
you.
I felt good about it. I slept very well that night
for real.
because it felt good to like even see the response from people who really, even if they just liked my comment, to say like, yeah, like exactly, or just to be like, oh, you know what, like, damn, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt good to do that because I think that that's even what we try to do is bridge that gap, right? Hello,
Right.
I'm sorry, shameless little plug. But, like, you know, being able to, like, say, like, look, like, you don't have to be disrespectful just because it's going to get you a like on your comment or like laugh or whatever. Like, you don't have to always do that. Sometimes just supporting is enough.
Keep it pushing, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So I loved that it was, you know, a moment where I felt like I was stepping out and doing what it was that I actually, you know, wanted to do. So that felt good. I love that.
I can honestly say that you got our full support with each and
100.
everything
I
that you
want to
do.
see. We need to see more. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
And all
Like,
of
we
that.
gotta-
All right. Okay, I love it. I will definitely do that.
Absolutely.
I love that, and
yeah.
I think that's really important. And even just to talk about things on Tubi, I remember that was where I saw to me, I can recall the first time I really saw black cinema.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that other streaming platforms did not have that.
Not en masse like they do.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's where I felt like that was a platform that a lot of people felt that they could upload their things to because it may not have had such a large budget, but Tubi was receiving them, and taking it and posting it, and people were able to see these films. And so I think that that's where you can get into the minds of these black creatives and their genius, you know what I mean? And so it kind of also goes into how you see these different films kind of show up where we didn't really have a space as black people. Sometimes you didn't really see sci-fi for black people or people in films.
And that's huge.
Yeah, in those different genres. And so I love that you're starting to see more of that, and like, I think like with Clone Tyrone, who cloned Tyrone?
Man,
I want y'all to talk about this
That's
because
my shit.
I want to see this because I really want
It's
you
good.
to kind of give the overview of it because I really think it's cool to start to see these different stories being told. You know what I mean? That aren't always this typical, what it means to be black in America.
For one, I want to shout out Jamie Foxx for just doing an amazing job on that project, as well as who played Tyrone. Tyrone.
It's crazy because
Who
I
played
talked
Tyrone?
about him so much yesterday.
Yeah, I forget the
I'm
actor,
Googling
man. I forget the actor. I swear I forget the
John
actor.
Boyega.
Yeah, John.
There it is.
So here's the thing: John Boyega in this role, I only seen him in Star Wars, the current trilogy, right? The last one, and he had kind of a goofy kind of character. I would never put him in this position and think that he would thrive, but in that type of movie, and this is why Tyrone was good to me. Jamie Foxx wasn't like the main character.
No.
Like he reminded me of Jamie Foxx on the Jamie Foxx show.
Really?
Yeah, because he was more. It was a lot of comedy. He was more of a comedic character. He was like the comedy character.
I can see that.
He was there specifically for comedy. So it was like he was like a side character, while John Boyega really just ran the whole thing.
Word.
And that type of role from him was just completely like, oh man, he could do this too.
Yeah.
So, like you said, being a sci-fi movie, which is what it is, sci-fi comedy kind of movie.
Yep.
It blew my mind because with the stereotypes and everything, and I don't want to spoil it because really, if I do say something about it, it's going to spoil it.
It's going to spoil it.
No, okay.
But let's just say I feel like it has a message behind the
Absolutely
whole
has a
thing.
message behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
With the sci-fi going in at the same time is something I haven't seen. I was really surprised that it was on Netflix.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's definitely I think it could have went to the movie theaters, but I understand why it went to Netflix because
Facts.
it might not have gotten the recognition that it gets today.
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of streaming platforms, Hulu, Pluto, and all this other stuff like that. So, movies right now, especially theaters, are going like they pretty much irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Because ever since the pandemic hit, I just feel like at home, HBO Max, you got the movie right there. You chilling at the crib. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I love the movie, man.
Not Netflix and chilling. Oh Lord.
HBO Max and chilling too.
Oh God, HBO
Stars and
Max
chilling.
and chill.
Stars and
and chill.
chilling.
Oh Lord, it's just crazy. I love the movies, so I really feel like I'm gonna always go to the movies. I love movie theater nachos.
I feel you.
So I'm always going to
You
go
love movie
theater nachos.
That's wild. I've
Yes,
never
that's
heard
what I call
nobody say
it.
that.
I love them.
Do you
I
go?
love
How?
them.
Do you go where they serve like food and drinks, like when you sit
yeah,
down? and
I
stuff?
do that. But
Yeah.
I live for the movie theater nachos.
I feel you.
Absolutely, 110%. I am like, ooh.
I could talk about.
when I think about going to the movies.
I would
I'm
love
thinking
to
about
just
the movie theater
wonder how
nachos.
You would like those, but that's a whole
What do you
different.
mean how? Oh my God, that's
Wow.
crazy. Don't judge me. That is so rude. They're so good. Okay. You know what, Kel? Whatever.
I'm bougie. Kind
I
of.
love the movie theater nachos. So
I'll let you have it.
yes, thank you. Let me have it. But even though, so talking about they cloned Tyrone.
Right.
It's just like this strange story, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on?
It's
like,
crazy, yeah.
I have to see it. I have not seen it yet. Honestly, I have to admit that. But it is this crazy story, and it makes me kind of want to lead into like the Carly Russell story.
Bruh. Kel, I
Because-
give you credit. You
yes.
called it out.
Yes,
You
I want
called
to
it
talk
out.
about it because it's like
Damn.
stranger things have happened, right? And that was in cinema. That was a movie that was created, but we're talking about someone who was missing but not really missing. And I'm pretty sure this happens, but it never goes to this large of a scale. I have not seen it
It
this.
feels like a movie. I mean, you know what I mean? But it's like at the same time, I don't know. It's like
Somebody gonna pick that shit up.
yeah, because it's like in real time. Like wow, she really like for what? You know what I mean?
Right.
But Carly Russell, if y'all don't know, she I can't even say allegedly because she didn't.
She did.
So she basically
Right.
said that she seen a white baby on the road. We talked about this briefly in the last episode. Found a white baby on the road. Went to go follow him, see what's going on. She said she got kidnapped. Didn't happen. That's the summary, right? Did not happen. It was all a hoax. They found out that she was looking up how much an Amber Alert costs. The movie Taken. She said some years prior to that, she tweeted that Taken 2 was like her movie. It was a lot of crazy stuff going on.
That's some mental health shit right there.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, I don't see what else it would be.
Yeah.
I do think that she didn't think that it would be this big of a deal.
Yeah.
But, when we rally and we really feel, concerned about something, we obviously, ring the alarm.
But my whole thing
So she
is,
didn't
bro,
realize that.
that makes people that are really missing like overlooked.
Absolutely. Which is what we talked about in the last episode was that, we don't really we pick and choose, but we don't pick and choose.
Bro, I had sympathy.
You know what I mean?
Sympathy for that
Exactly,
girl.
that's what I'm
Man. That's
saying.
fucked up, bro. I feel like my feelings was
Nandi
used.
is upset. Yeah. He like, yo, this is crazy. But I mean, like I said, we pick and choose. Not, sometimes for a reason, sometimes not. But unfortunately, there are way more victims of kidnappings than we could actually rally everybody to go for.
Right. They pick and choose, but we just so happen to pick a
So
sour lemon
picked,
right now.
Yeah, we picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Because we actually don't really pick as many as we should, to be honest. Like, that was a big deal. It was a huge deal. I think Beyonce's mother was out there rallying people up.
Word.
There were activists out there trying to rally people up to go find this girl. And so,
You think she feel like shit? You think she feel remorse?
Did you see the mugshot? She
Yeah.
was smiling, bro. She got her mom's on national television talking about she had to fight for her life. Where?
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like her
yeah.
boyfriend is hosting. It's Wednesday.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is the 2nd of August. Her ex-boyfriend is hosting at Club Rebel out here in Atlanta on tomorrow. So y'all can go out there. I mean, by the time this comes out, y'all ain't gonna see that. But he would have already hosted. You know what I'm saying? He would have already gained something out of this already because a national problem, black cultural problem that somebody is gaining money out of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
So
know
it's
they
like-
gonna suck it dry, bro.
So it doesn't make any sense when people use these kind of tragedies to basically make something out of it. And, it's just a wild situation. It's like the Jussie Smollett thing.
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself why.
Why?
You got to think about everybody else around you. Because, what we like, what I've seen us do, we play victim at the wrong times. I think we need to, take responsibility of what we got to do.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
I think that's the best way. We want to be looked a certain way. We all have to be in unison with that part at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't cry wolf. You know what I'm saying? We got to really,
Facts.
truly take it, take accountability for the things that we doing. And
Yo, Keish, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, everything that you guys are saying, really. That's
Yeah.
why I'm quiet about it. Like, it's strange. It's such a, what in the world? Kind of, why would you do that? But I do agree with everything that you guys are saying. Like, it is, why would you do that? I don't know. Like, that's kind of how I feel.
It's really, yeah. I said a lot about it, but it's like I'm still trying to wrap my head
Fucking
around like why would
weirdo.
you
Yeah.
do that.
Shit, weirdo, bro. Fuck that shit.
But there's a lot of weirdos out there that does it.
Yeah, man.
So, and it's not just our side, you know what I'm saying? It's multiple cultures do this, you know what I mean? I remember
know
there was a
that,
dude,
but still,
it was
bro,
a
you
dude
crying
who claimed that his son was missing for like 3 days. They had like CNN and all of them over there. The son was in his basement the whole time.
Ooh.
If y'all ain't never
He
heard of
put
that.
him there?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, I don't know nothing about that.
No, I don't. But
Black
it
dude.
does happen.
Yeah.
It does happen. The only thing I could say that the only other perspective that I can offer to this is that I am glad that a black woman she wasn't missing, but that the world did stop and take notice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate that it was the wrong person that was getting noticed, But I do. That's the only thing that I could really say. I try to always look for like the positive or the rainbow and all this.
I get it. Yeah,
but
I'm
that's
glad
it.
she
But
not
other than
missing,
that,
but fuck,
you know,
bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't like. Look, bro. It's like wasting. It's just like pressing an emergency button when it don't need to be pressed, bro.
Yeah.
It's like certain people we actually need that emergency button, but if we just keep pressing it for false narratives and shit like that, then you know it's making us look crazy,
Bad.
bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say with that shit. Fuck that. Fuck her. She
That
made
boy,
me mad.
you better not see him
right.
Cussing your ass out.
off the muscle. But yeah.
So you are not going to Rebel tomorrow.
Hell no. I crash that party. I'll damn throw shit on the ground. I'll just fuck it up.
I wonder how that's gonna be. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. But
It is crazy.
I seen them
It
like,
is crazy. That just shows you how people could really capitalize on anything.
Anything.
Like, it does not matter anything. And I want to talk about this artist spotlight because I feel like someone who
shit.
capitalized off of just any and everything he could possibly capitalize off
He
of. So it's
making
either you
millions
look at
off
it,
that bitch,
you
too.
either look at it like this is a genius move or this is a coward. So I want to know. Go ahead, talk about it.
All right, if y'all don't know it, now you know, man. This is the artist spotlight moment. Today we have 6ix9ine and Kodak Black. Kel, once again, I don't know, you got a crystal ball over there or whatever, but your ass predicting the future. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to win a lottery today?
I mean,
Tomorrow, maybe?
No,
No? All right, shit. No,
just
man.
kidding.
I hope, you got them lucky numbers. It's lottery tickets at
I
Atlanta.
might. Who knows, bro? It's really sad. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm like I know the doom that's coming, basically.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's
But
crazy.
nah, man, we have 6ix9ine and Kodak Black. They just did a collaboration not too long ago, and they dropped a music video. And Kodak Black dissed 6ix9ine on his own song. How y'all feel about that though? Because he was like, what he say? He was just like, I'm gonna make a meal off this jit. Wait, how you let a snitch take your bitch? And I'm gonna make $1 million off this jit, something like that. And I just thought it was crazy because it's like you pay this man $1 million to get on a verse with you for like 30 seconds just to get the song. The song is dope. I ain't even gonna lie, but he was getting a lot of backlash from just doing the song with a snitch. You know what I'm saying? But he was just saying like, yo, it's not like we selling bricks. We making music in this shit. So how y'all feel about that? Like, being the fact that, he collaborated with a quote unquote snitch. I'm not in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I'm a law abiding citizen. I pay my motherfucking taxes. You know what I'm saying? But
people in the streets pay their taxes too.
man, shit. What taxes?
Like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, shit. I don't know shit.
You're
I
funny.
don't know
Just
nothing
enough
about
to
that.
stay under the radar
Right.
and not be caught
But
up
nah,
in
the
that.
song is dope though. I ain't gonna lie. I've been bumping it.
Gunna's album is dope too.
Gunna?
Yeah.
Man, I don't fuck with Gunna.
Exactly. So
See, that is so terrible.
I don't do that.
It sound like
you see what I'm saying? You picking
No,
and choosing.
I'm
I
not
ain't
picking
gonna
and
say
choosing
it.
though. I'm not
How you
picking and
not gonna
choosing.
support that brother?
Bruh, see, look.
How you not gonna
we ain't
support
gonna,
that
we ain't gonna
brother?
do that. We ain't gonna do that.
Child,
Because
this
my
is-
thing is, I never been a Gunna fan, but
That's
a Kodak
fact, that's
Black, I always been a fan.
No, I'm
You know
talking
what I'm
about you. Okay, yes, but you will bump this one because I guess you can. You can get jiggy with the beat.
But that's that Florida
You can
slang.
get jiggy with the
That
beat.
Florida
Is that
slang.
what this is? But
Yeah.
you okay? So all right, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he look. Besides all the bullshit, they are just making music. They not in the streets. I hope, and it was dope. It was dope to me, and I feel like that's what was needed. If everything didn't pop off like it did, as far as the snitching and gang and all that stuff, that would have been that. I feel like they made history with that song. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a club banger, and hell, I don't blame Kodak Black, man. He had $1 million on the table to do a verse for 30 seconds. He got to eat. So that's
But
my
at
artist
what
spotlight.
cost?
Fuck
Like,
that.
what cost? Like, sometimes I do be like, man, like, you already have money. I guess you want more money, and
It's
there's nothing
never enough
wrong
money.
with wanting more money. But sometimes I do just be like, when does it end? Like, where people are just kind of like, okay, I don't want to sell out, or I don't want to do something that
Man.
is dishonoring my
Exactly.
people. Like, to me, that's when I'd be like, okay, like, when does that kind of
When does
step
that
in?
end?
Yeah, when does that that part
agree.
I don't understand. Maybe I have not been in enough situations like that where I've had to make a decision to know what it feels like. But that's why sometimes I just be like, man, like that's crazy to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I've had this conversation a million times. It's like it's a snitch epidemic going on, kinda, sorta. But to preface all that, I'm not in the streets. No, I grew up in bad neighborhoods. Snitching to me, I don't do anything that's snitch worthy. I've never been in a situation where I had to snitch on somebody, so you know, my perspective is different. Snitching, if you do it, whatever. If you're not in the streets, I get it. You know what I mean? Like you have to do what you got to do in order to stop what's going on in your community, whatever. However, these men, Kodak Black, Gunna, anybody else who's been accused, they go on records. They go on records saying that they're not going to snitch on people. You know, they encourage not snitching, and that is my main thing. It is, if you grow up from where they grew up, where I grew up, there are people who live in these neighborhoods who take music as gospel, like the Bible. Like they take these people, think they're like Jesus or something, or God. You know what I mean? Like, so they will do everything they can to act like they are them. You know what I mean? And they know that. Kodak and Gunna know this. And what they do is they go on these records and they say, don't snitch, don't tell on people, whoop-de-whoop, but do a complete 180. So you got a boy who, or a young man who did a bid. He's going to trial. He has 15 years or life, 25 to life on his head, right? And so what happens is they say, okay, I'm going to take it to trial when they shouldn't. I'm not going to snitch, which they probably should, because if they don't, they're going to be doing life. You know what I mean? But because they listen to Gunna, because they listen to Kodak, because they listen to these rappers, they put themselves in a situation where they're going to be locked up for years. You know what I'm saying? Like hold on real quick. And because of that, that is where I come in. I'm like, okay, I can't accept that. I can't accept what Kodak is doing. I can't accept what Gunna is doing. You put these men in these bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally told these men not to do this, and you do a complete 180.
I don't recall Kodak snitching.
Kodak is working with somebody who he said he would never deal with, never work with, never do anything with.
Okay.
For what? Money. These men are in jail because you want to get some money.
But the fact of the matter is that Kodak Black expressed, like, look, at the end of the day, I'm working with her. He said that, but they took it out the song. It's a video of the producer. He was like, I'm working with a rat that's giving away the cheese or whatever. It's the fact of the matter is that he's still working, but he don't condone snitching, but he's still working for the bag. I get it. Me personally, I get the fact that he's taking that money off the table when it's presented to him. You know, and for the people that snitch or quote unquote snitch, it's just the fact that they agreed to whatever situation they wanted to go in first before the crime or whatever has been committed first. Now, if I get in the car with you, and I said this before, if I get in the car with you and I don't know you got drugs, I don't know you have a gun, I'm going to my 9 to 5, I'm working, and we get pulled over and both of us get locked up for something you had that you didn't warn me about, I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I'm going to tell, because at the end of the day,
you're not influencing young men to not tell either, though. You're not influencing over 50 million young men, young black men, to not snitch on somebody.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
That's true.
You're not putting that on record.
True.
You're not yelling it out in the crowds. You're not getting paid to say that kind of stuff.
Right.
They're getting paid to say that. Gunna was rich when he went to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kodak is already rich. So now, when you do a complete 180, these men who are in jail looking at you from the jail cell like, yo.
But that's on them.
What?
If they ain't strong-minded, bro.
But they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
You know they're not.
Yeah,
you grew up in the neighborhoods, too.
Yeah.
You know they're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no guidance in them areas. They know that there's no guidance in them areas. So why would you lead young men to that kind of life with your music for money?
It's a
for
big
money,
agenda,
and then do 180 and do it again.
It's a big agenda. You know
but
that.
I'm never going to support
like
that, bro. Gunna has a great album. I cannot listen to it because I know what he did to the men. I don't care what he's talking about. He has a whole song called "Take It to Trial." I can't listen to him, bro.
Yeah,
because you sent the men down the river. You might in your mind be like, no, I didn't do that. They did it themselves. You did that, bro.
You did that shit. Yeah,
they went to go see perform that same song in them same studios. You know what I'm saying? In that studio or on them stadiums and stuff.
I agree.
I can't support that, bro.
So moral of the story is be mindful and be your own thinker. Be a leader, not a follower.
If you're going to work with snitches or be a snitch, don't talk about not snitching. It makes no sense. You'd be cool. don't say you not. You know what I mean? Be real. That's the main thing. Be 100 with everything that you do in your music.
Be a leader, not a follower, y'all.
Yeah, one thing about music is like how you guys are saying, it's a very influential thing, and it gets a lot of ears. You know, a lot of people get to listen to music, and it can influence their perspective on life, or it can influence the way that they may want to move, or they may take the word as gospel and think like, this is how I need to be, how I need to act. And stuff like that. So I do see where y'all both are coming from in terms of like that. And also I want to talk about Jason Aldean and how he wrote his song. We said is like try that in a small. That was his lyric. Try that in a small town. You know, showing how like he's saying you can't do that over there. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about how that lyric in and of itself is, you know, how that can impact people.
Oh yeah, so you know, this is the word on the street, and you know, for this word on the street, we're going to talk about two different artists, and how artists kind of, you know, they might delve into political situations or they might delve into cultural situations. And before I get to Jason Aldean, I'll start with Drake. Drake is currently on tour. I don't remember which stop he was at, but during one of his stops, I want to say it was one of his early ones or probably his first one. He had on his stage saying that Childish Gambino's song was "This Is America" was a diss song. It was a diss song to him, and basically Ebro in the morning. Ebro is he's a host in New York. I want to say Hot 97. Hot 97.
Yeah. Shout out Ebro.
And he basically said he was. I think he said he was wrong for doing that. Saying that, you know, Drake doesn't even talk about politics. You know, why would you come at somebody who does? Because, you know, if you've heard "This Is America," Childish Gambino was basically saying that black people, you know, in the video, we basically focus on materialistic things. We try to be bigger than who we truly are. We should be smarter with our money. We should be smarter with the actions that, you know, that we do, things that we do in general.
I see why he say that though.
Yeah, we all do.
See
you
why.
know what I mean, there's an underlying message in that, and in my eyes, you know, it's interesting. I can't blame a rapper not talking about political stuff. You know, some of us believe that they should, but also they're not really educated enough to talk about political stuff. So
I think, to me, what I've always known, or how I understood hip hop, it was about talking about your current situation. So, or something that had to do with fighting the power, or different things like that. That where you get these very strong records that, you know, they're going throughout the streets, and like a lot of people are listening to them, and they're kind of receiving how they think that they should feel towards something, or whether it's street politics or actual politics where we're like, you know, the government is not your friend or whatever, you know what I mean? Fight the power, or, you know, what was it, fuck the police, whatever, you know, all that stuff, like that, you know? So I definitely think that that's the part where it's like people are using their platforms to talk about things that actually mean something. And that, to me, is why I have a problem with it, is like, if people are actually trying to spark change in a positive direction, like, let that be that. Like, it don't have to be that it was a diss song. Like, what is that even about? Like, just be on tour and collect the girls' bras.
Yeah, and that was
you know what I'm saying? Collect the girls' bras.
Don't bring
and
negativity
just keep moving
to
on.
Definitely don't bring negativity to a situation where somebody's trying to, you know, enlighten people about what's going on.
Yeah, that's why I definitely think that it just seems so out of place. It seems so unnecessary.
Right.
You know?
I can honestly say hip hop just got so diluted just with materialistic and everything. Because again, I agree. It's like a game of telephone. You know, you ever played the game of telephone when you say one word and you whisper the next person in, and as soon as it gets down to the end,
it's supposed to be a statement, but the statement changes completely.
It changes completely, and I think that's what happened with the hip hop culture. At one point in time, we was going in a direction to create positive change and talk about the situations. Now we are glorifying the situation that we're in instead of just like, you know, I think the greatest hip hop song of all time is The Message. You know, The Message. It's like a jungle sometime. He make me wanna. That song, because he literally talked about every situation that was going on in the hood. You know, and
I think Kendrick Lamar is kind of one of those, you know, rappers that definitely put especially his last album, definitely put like a lot of our social issues, a lot of our current issues,
Right.
out there on his last album.
Right.
And you realize that stuff today. Money is everything. We just talked about that. Everybody looks at money as everything, and that album didn't sell as much as his other albums. It was more of a conscious album. It was a super conscious album, fantastic, but it didn't get the sales right. Like some of these people are just going for sales. And then on the flip side, you got Jason Aldean, the country music singer, who came out with a song, like you said, it was called "Try This at a Small Town." A lot of people calling it a dog whistle to basically say, y'all won't do that over here. Who are y'all? I mean,
who knows?
Who knows, right?
Who knows?
Where he did the music video at was in Columbia, Tennessee, at a county jailhouse where, in 1927, a young man was basically put to jail because they said he attacked a 16-year-old white girl, who they say couldn't even identify who it was, and they dragged him out of the jail, tied him up to a car, drove him to the courthouse out of jail.
Yeah.
And then lynched him at the courthouse. And that was why it's a big deal, because Country Music Television, CMT, banned the music video. As of today, it is number 1 on Billboard. And, it wonders, how music uses political ideology to tell their message. Is it important? Maybe. Is it dangerous? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Because you can send messages that can fuck up your constituents or people who really look up to you. Like I said with the Kodak thing, Gunna thing, your words really do change a person's perspective and their mind. It is very important that we look at it more introspectively and attempt to try to discern the bad shit, and just take music for what it is. But we all know that everybody can't do that. I think more artists should understand that, realize what they say and be very conscious about that themselves.
All right. I agree. I mean, the way I feel about it, if you start something on the negative side of just, the whole history aspect of things, it's going to have to end like that, unfortunately. What you start with is how you finish, and it's no surprise. But at the end of the day, man, we just have to focus on just, spreading more love, and understand, this world could be a cruel, cruel place. We just got to make our way around it. But, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Like I said, it's just, educating yourself, wondering, how do I want to look as as an artist myself out to my own people.
Right.
Because there's a lot of wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh yeah,
that's just being real.
Keisha, what you think about it?
I definitely agree with what y'all are saying. I want to talk about aliens. I'm sorry, that's really where I'm at with it.
Keisha, like shit, fuck this shit. I want to talk about aliens.
Okay. Aliens.
Man.
Hey, y'all seen that meme on Instagram? Like this is what the world thinks of people of the government saying we have aliens, and it has like a bunch of people running, but it says 2023, like today. Yeah, the government let people know it's aliens existing, and people just walking around on their phones and chilling. Yeah,
that is exactly. It's crazy because when I first seen it, I was like, "Yo, I wonder if this is gonna go crazy."
Yeah,
nobody really cares.
Nobody give a fuck. There's too much shit going on.
Yeah, I want to know before I get into what I'm gonna tell you what I think. It's crazy. I want to know what y'all think about that information.
I mean, bro, if you think we the only ones in this whole universe or whatever living, shit, you got to be crazy, bro. This shit been happening for fucking years, bro. Come on now.
I just want to know if the aliens are nice. Like, if I want to know what they look like, I want to know, like, what is your quality of living? Like, I want to know stuff like that. Like, because I feel like personally, I'm like, I want to go see it. I would love to. Okay. I feel like it can't be that bad.
Really? I know a person.
Like it can't be that bad.
Okay.
I know a person that's seen one.
For real?
What they look like?
His name is One-Eyed Joe.
Us.
What do you mean they look
Bro,
like us?
y'all don't remember that video? Y'all remember that video? Remember that video that lady on that? No, that lady on the airplane. It was like, y'all can sit here and die, but I just seen a person that's not human. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, she was
think
wildin'.
about that shit.
You know what?
Think about that shit now.
That might be one of them.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, she was tripping.
They look
though.
just like us. Y'all bullshitting. All right.
But she said it was a human that was not human. So
A
did they
shape,
really look-
a shapeshifter, some shit. Some shit she
I don't
said
know.
with scales and some shit.
I gotta see it for myself for me to truly know what they look like, me personally, or it has to be like my mama gotta tell me, like, because that's the only person who I'm gonna trust in this situation, for real. But no, I really would love to like I would love to meet them to see
Shit.
what it would be like, what they're like. But I really would. I'm saying that
Get
because. I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, like, we might be the worst, you know, of all the species. Not the worst. But you get what I'm saying? The most dynamic. We have evil, we have good, you know, and so they might just be all good.
So
I don't know.
then-
They might be all
no.
good.
It's
I
evil
don't
and
know.
bad
It's the
and
unknown
everything.
for you. That's what's stressing
not-
you
it's
out.
good
I'm
and bad and
curious
everything.
So-
I'm curious about the unknown.
How I seen it. I've watched videos on this shit for years, right? Like, growing up, like whether it be Sci-Fi Channel, whatever.
Ancient aliens and shit on History Channel. Go ahead.
If there are aliens that are able to reach Earth before we can reach them, in my opinion, it is over with for us. And the reason why let me tell you, the reason why I say this, you got to look at how Christopher Columbus and them went over here. What did they do? The Native Americans, you know what I mean? Native Americans slaughtered. Why? Do you think they did it intentionally?
People.
No, they were just like, oh, this is natural. We got more stuff than y'all do, so I feel like this should be ours.
Oh,
right?
shit, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. What if the
Same thing
aliens
with-
are not like that? What if they're just very much like,
Impossible.
oh my God.
What
Impossible.
they be?
It's
Impossible.
planets dying
If
every
they
day.
see us
It's
fucking
planets
some shit
dying
up,
every
if they
day,
see
bro.
us fucking shit up and like, oh, we could do this better. They're gonna do that shit better. They're gonna forcibly do that shit better.
All right.
You get what I'm saying?
Think about this. You ever seen the movie They Live?
Nah.
All right. It's the concept of the whole movie is this dude that put on some glasses and he see if you human or if you were alien. And they live among us. Like, for example, this thing say U42, right? Shout out to U42. We love you. U42, right? This thing could just be saying sleep or cup. That poster on the wall over there could just be saying
You can say some other stuff.
just plain
they
stuff.
just put
Poster,
stuff in our eyes and we
sleep,
just see how they want us
born.
to see and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's crazy if y'all just take the time out to see that movie. But I think that's what literally going on. You have to get your story from somewhere. Like, you know, they clone Tyrone. That story's from somewhere. If you don't think it's some I'm sorry, I ain't trying to spoil the movie. But other than that, I agree. They're living among us. They living among us already. They already been here for fucking
So
years.
if they've lived here amongst us and they're like, you don't feel or see any type of craziness going on, like, why would you assume that they're bad? That's what I'm saying.
Because
if that's what you think.
Like the Matrix, they didn't know the Matrix was bad until somebody woke them up and realized what was going on.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm saying, like, have you been woken up because you've watched this movie? No, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, like, get over yourself. Go meet these aliens and see, like, are they bad or are they good or are they both? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I'm more curious about it rather than afraid. Like, to me, that's how I look at it.
I don't know.
Terrified.
Carol.
Terrified.
I don't know.
You
You
think
see how
Keisha might be one of
she's
them?
she see how she's sitting. I don't know.
Hey, just
I
look.
just might be.
You are your co-host. Just put us on game. You know what I mean?
Right, man. Don't hurt me. You know we tight. Don't do
But no,
that.
so funny.
it's cool to have different perspectives.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, I've been saying, I'm not really terrified, but it's like that'd be crazy. You know what I mean? Because to reference the video itself, 3 men went in Congress, and they basically said, we work for what is it? I think the Air Force, and they are capturing UFOs.
Yeah, come on, bro.
We've been doing
Area
it for
51 is
we've
up
been doing
for
it
a
for
reason.
decades, and we found. He says biologics that are non-human. He didn't say extraterrestrials, which is what I wanted to hear. He said biologics that are non-human. Everybody's putting that and thinking that it does mean aliens. It can mean that they got monkeys in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, or whatever, or just different animals.
Word.
But it was basically, he was basically saying, we have stuff that we didn't create, and so it's very vague. If y'all see the video, it really doesn't say anything concrete. The Congress does have more information in the background. We're supposed to get that information later on, but it definitely opens up the ideology of aliens. And like you, I agree. We're not the only ones here. My whole thing is, I just want to find them first before they find us. That's my only thing.
They probably already found your ass. You
That's what I'm
know
saying.
it.
So I just want to, you know,
They serve your foods at restaurants and all.
Yeah.
You didn't even know it.
Right. It's that powder in the chicken. But
Right. Ooh. So
yeah.
you gotta watch the
Oh,
movie,
gosh.
Keisha.
But yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
know, it's very interesting and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to hear.
Yeah, man. That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to all the aliens that's tuned in right now. We love you.
Yeah.
Please.
Just put us on game, please.
Yeah, put us on game.
Call me. Yeah, so definitely, I don't know. I personally think like I feel like when you are afraid of something, that's when you kind of have that fear come to
Absolutely.
life.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
to me, I'm more curious, like I said, about learning about them or like actually having an encounter just to see. I don't want anything to happen to me, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
that would be interesting
Yeah, I feel you.
to
I feel you. I feel you. I
experience
feel you.
because hey, they might, like look like us or,
All I know is I'm strapped. So if y'all try it,
See, all they gotta do is think,
oh man,
and
you're
you
right.
over with.
Y'all watch too many alien movies. That is
I
so
watch way too
funny.
many, I'm telling you, it's
That's so
crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I love that we have our own differences about aliens and our encounters with them. I mean, not encounters with them, but what we would, our encounters if we had with
one.
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
which is fun. But I want to talk about how, because to me, I feel like this might be, I can't say it's a man versus woman thing.
Ooh,
I ain't gonna say that because
Oh,
y'all seem
Lord.
to be on
My
the same
favorite.
side of things, and I'm
Okay.
like the only one over here like, oh, I want to talk to the aliens. Like, it's
Yeah.
just because I'm just open, right? So I'm not gonna make this a man-woman thing.
right.
But there is a man-woman thing that I want to talk about because as we were preparing for the show and we were talking about the different topics, we were mentioning how Kylie Jenner and Jordan, how they became friends recently.
Again, yeah.
They're friends again. And I remember as we're talking about it, you guys were saying like it took years or whatever for them to get together. Guys, they just kind of, patch it up quickly or whatever. So I want to know what y'all think because actually Keisha said it today is about a friendship as well.
Okay.
But like in terms of how y'all think, like how do y'all get over like beefs or like fights with y'all friends?
If we are true friends, we gonna fight. If we true friends, we gonna have that's a brother and sister moment. You know what I'm saying? You know how brothers and sisters grow up together or brother whoever. They bump heads at times.
Yeah.
But they know if somebody else come from outside in, they gonna turn and beat that ass. I feel like that's no different. If you have a true good friendship with anybody, it's
Yeah.
natural to have those types of moments.
Because
me
you're
personally.
supposed to be as brutally honest with your homie as you
Right.
can. It's very
Right.
important. A lot of I can't say a lot, but some people definitely take that lightly. They'll take it as disrespect when it's not. If I tell you, hey bro, like you're lazy, you're gonna be mad at me. I'm like, no, it's detriment to your own life.
Yeah.
Detriment to your own family, the people around you. You got to get up and start doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Do not take it as respect. Look at it like, okay, he's telling me something that I probably don't even realize. So let me get up and start doing stuff. You know what I mean? So we be as real as possible. True friends are real as possible. So because of that, I agree with him. They're going to fight a lot. And it doesn't really come together until that person realizes, oh, you know what? I was lazy. You're right. And I had homies back in the day tell me some stuff in college that I was always kind of resentful for. I didn't realize until years later out of college, like, you know what? They were right the whole time.
Yeah. Facts.
And in my eyes, I kind of respected that. Like, I have a newfound respect because they told me some stuff that I should have had locked in already.
Yeah.
That nobody else would tell me.
Yeah.
But they went and said, you know what? I'm going to help this man. I don't care how he feels about it. I'm going to just tell him straight up. And that's what it was.
So you guys are still cool or
Oh,
y'all
yeah,
fell out?
that's-
Okay.
yeah,
that's
we're
that's
still
brother,
cool.
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, I think if anything comes from a place of love, you kind of know, like, okay,
Yeah.
like maybe I could receive this, or I'm not ready to receive this right now, but I'm gonna still be cool with you.
Like, we might do it in front of,
You know?
like, we might clown somebody in front of everybody.
Right.
But people need to be clowns sometimes. And,
Ooh.
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
You need to have that
No
humiliation
way.
to really bring you out of your shit.
Not humiliation.
That's how men deal with shit.
That's so
A
funny.
nigga might feel disrespected.
A
but
good
at the-
roasting
at the end-
session.
Yeah, good roasting session will wake a nigga up.
Yeah.
Because some people are just sleep the whole time.
Sleep the whole
You know what I
time,
mean?
yeah.
It's not, and then they'll look in the mirror and be like, you know what? Nigga was right the whole time. He clowned me, but I needed that. Because they knew that. The people who were laughing knew that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're laughing because it's like, oh, this nigga somebody finally told him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's not no
It's
disrespect
not.
thing. It's just to make you develop tougher skin and just be brutally honest. Because somebody you might not like gonna tell your ass probably, you know, and you might get into some situation you don't want to be in. So as your homeboy, I'd rather be like, bro, yeah, your breath stink, bro.
Yeah. And tell
Yeah,
them.
you know what I'm saying? Da. So if I'll be brutally honest with him or whatever,
Like,
he'll
bro,
be
you
like,
need a
man,
haircut, homie.
right? Yeah, looking sloppy.
Looking
you
crazy
know,
out here, bro. I don't know what you got going on, bro. You
Right.
smell musty.
right. You know,
And tell everybody, be like, you know, but you got to let people know. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
If
a
you're
true
doing it
friend.
too much, it's like, okay, you know. But with their situation is weird, though. Jordan and
Kylie.
Yeah, kind of.
So if you put it in the male's perspective, I don't know. What would you...
I mean, it's
I
different. It's different.
I don't know, bro.
It's different.
I don't even think y'all would have thought about it. It would have just probably been like, okay, whatever.
Nah. 'cause
You think so?
You gotta look at it like, so she kissed her sister's, what is it, baby daddy while they were still together.
I ain't gonna lie, that's different though. That's different. Just because, bro, I don't give a damn.
So he's my homie.
That's what I'm saying.
He kissed
Your
my sister.
Your sister.
No.
No,
My
your
brother's-
girl.
My brother's
Girlfriend.
baby mama.
mama.
Yeah.
You kissed my sister. My brother's
Right.
baby mom.
That's below
we
the
can't be
belt.
cool. Yeah, we can't be
that's
cool.
below the belt.
No, I feel like y'all would have been like,
No,
man, this is what I feel like. This is what I
no.
feel like. And y'all can tell me if I'm
He
wrong or
low-key
not.
would be filthy.
But
I
I
ain't
feel
gonna-
like y'all would be like, why would you do that? Y'all would say that to
She
each other.
she
I
filthy,
feel
though.
like, what'd you say?
Grimy.
She grimy though.
Yeah,
Grimy.
that was trifling.
Now-
but I feel like y'all would be like mad or like, why would you do that, bro? But then I don't think that y'all really would have. The reason why I say this, and I'm gonna say this, the reason why I say that, I feel like y'all would bring it up, but not really like go and dig into like not being friends for years.
I wouldn't. No, we're not.
I personally,
there's
reason
nothing.
There's nothing there.
Nothing.
Really?
Nah.
Okay, I'll stop.
That's
then.
over with. Because at the end of the
I'll
day,
stop.
if my brother are in close in age with us, because obviously you kissed my brother's girl, right?
Yeah.
So if they close in age, obviously they hanging out. My brother hanging out with us too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a whole big clique.
Like, you know what we got going on together.
I don't know.
So no,
I don't like it.
That's one thing. That's
I don't
one thing
believe
with
y'all.
the
For real?
No.
So you think we'd be cool with it?
I don't think you would be cool with it.
Okay.
I think you would bring it up, but I don't think that y'all would end friendship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for
it's
years.
over
Absolutely.
with.
Men we really cut shit off. Like, well, some men. I can't say everybody.
You can't say everybody.
I'm cutting niggas.
But
I'm
you don't
cutting
never
nigga off.
mess with
That's
your
my
homeboys.
That's my brother.
Girl,
Yeah.
you never mess with your homeboy.
Hell
I don't
no.
give a damn. They together, they broken up, whatever.
Even
you
if the
never
girl,
cross that
even
line.
if the girl, they like I said, their situation weird anyway. Because if the girl, obviously my brother's baby moms went, because that's what happened. Tristan went over to her. You feel me? So that means my brother's baby moms went over to him. Mm-hmm. So she cut off rip too.
Yeah, she cut off our rip.
You know what I'm saying?
But he supposed to
just
have
the
the strength to
collateral.
They
be
brought
like,
Tristan
nah,
back in.
hell no.
They brought Tristan back in. They ain't never happening. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Right.
They got Kim Kardashian at his games. What? I don't care if y'all got kids or not. She not coming around me. None of that. You know what I mean? So we cutting all that off.
All that.
But yeah, that's not. Nah, that's not. Keisha ain't going. By the way, bro.
I'm not going.
She ain't going.
I'm not going
She's
for
like
it.
she don't believe us, bro.
I really don't.
Hey,
I really don't. Because, like, so have y'all ever been in a situation where a friend of y'all's messed with somebody that y'all, like a homie of y'all's? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been in a situation like
angle.
that?
I don't know if it's
It's
that,
not- it's not as
but we
similar.
we were young. We was doing our thing. We was playing football. You know, we were doing our thing. We'd have one girl and be like, hey,
That's different though.
that's different.
That's understood.
That's like the closest time you mess with some dude,
That's understood. That's like a
girl.
No, but
But
I'm
other
saying, so
than-
y'all never been in a situation where a girl, like a homie, messed with one of the homies' girls?
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
Yes and no. Like I just said,
They weren't not
No,
at the
that's
same
not the
time when they
same.
were together. Not when they were together.
So
Never
it was
when they were
after.
together. It was after.
But they weren't together. They just had to have
the Lil
so happened to
Fizz
have
and
kids
Omarion
together.
situation.
That's different because that's his baby mama.
But that's what I'm saying. But I don't
they're
think they were
not together.
together.
They weren't together.
So
but
the
even
fuck
then,
what?
we wouldn't do that either.
So the
though.
fuck
So
what?
I'm saying. So have you had a friend do this to like you?
Yes, but the friend gave him his blessing beforehand.
So
Fuck
if he
no.
didn't give him his blessing,
We don't do that.
if he didn't give him his blessing, you would have cut the friend off.
You goddamn
that was
right.
dealing with the girl of the friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
yeah. That shit do not pass.
Because
man.
they would do it to me.
Facts.
Yes, they would. It is all of that.
We cut all
but
of
I
them.
feel
And
like
don't let you
I
have a
don't
sister.
know. I don't know.
Don't let you
I
have a
don't
sister.
know.
If they
I
do that
don't
to
know.
you, closest
so that's you
homeboy.
cool with that situation? Them coming back together and being all.
Well, to me, the way I look at it as a woman, I see like, okay, I definitely don't be trusting a lot of people, right? In terms of like, if I see how you're gonna move, I'm gonna start trusting you that that's just how you gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I do think it is unfortunate that he was the one. I feel like, because what I understand, he was the one who approached her.
Exactly.
And he was the one, even though they do have children, you know, he was the one who dishonored
Yeah.
what they had. And it's unfortunate to me that Jordan so happened to be the one who was like X'd out of the situation. You get what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's why I'm like, damn, like, that's crazy. He was the one who approached you, and you the one that get in trouble.
But she's still wrong for.
No, she wrong for
entertaining.
doing, yeah, absolutely. But so is he. And that's why I'm saying women sometimes be so quick to cut off other women, but they'll let a guy hang
Slide.
around and slide
Yeah.
under the radar, and he's the one that's in more of a wrong. So that's what's crazy to me. I hate seeing women fighting other women because they do cheated on them. Like, that's crazy to me. So to me, it's the same philosophy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not, they didn't actually physically have a fist fight or whatever, but y'all relationship,
Y'all canceled.
you know, yeah, exactly. She was ostracized. She was the one that got kind of like put out
Yeah, put
and
out,
whatever.
yeah.
So that's why to me, it's like, she knows she was wrong for doing it, but like, he's even more wrong and reckless for doing it too. Like, to me, that's what I can't get with that.
Okay.
Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah, but we cut them off. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a weird situation. It's a weird situation, and then I know Buddy would do the same thing to me. Well, I'm not saying you would, you know what I'm saying? But if they would do the same to me, so there's no way they would be around me or whatever. So, yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. So I definitely, like I said, this Keisha done said it today, is very similar in the sense that it's a friendship story. So I want to know what y'all think about this. Okay, so I used to have a friend that was more like a sister. We always talked on the phone, hung out all the time, went to brunch and church together. And most importantly, she's been there for me in the past, in my most darkest times in my life. She's helped me through them. She got a boyfriend a few months ago, and she's been acting differently. I got upset because we were talking on the phone, and I was telling her a sensitive topic. Come to find out that her boyfriend was right there, and I was on speaker, so he was hearing some of the things I was saying. It made me upset, and we fell out over this. I miss my friend, but I feel like it was very disrespectful and insensitive. But also, did I overreact? So I want to know what you guys think.
Yes.
Yes to what?
She overreacted.
Okay.
They are in a relationship. So, I mean, the ins and outs, because you got to keep everything open with your partner, you know, good and bad. Keep everything open. I understand it's a sensitive topic and you talking to your homegirl, but she has to put her husband or boyfriend first, potential husband first, because they're a family. They trying to build a strong bond, a family, and all of that stuff like that. So she overreacted to me personally, because if I bring my fiance around my friends or whatever, everybody's considered family. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like she overreacted in a sense.
I don't think she did. And I've been one of the dudes with a girl who definitely had a friend on speaker saying some wild shit. So I would be like, y'all should took that in another room. But, you know, I get why she didn't. Because, you know, there's definitely going to be some shit. You better not put me on speaker. You know what I mean? Like, just don't do that. So
You talking about the friend? Don't put your friend on
yeah,
speaker.
don't put me on speaker. You know what I'm saying? I get where she coming from, why she's mad about it, because, you know, like she said, it was a sensitive topic. She didn't want everybody listening to it. And so because of that, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be private. You don't want nobody else listening to it. That means you can't trust somebody to, something that you can tell them and be like, hey, I'm telling you some very sensitive shit. Why you put my shit on speaker? I don't want everybody to hear it. So
it just depends on if they're the family or the friend of the family. Me personally, I agree with what you're saying, by all of that. But if we are considered family, if we plan on having our kids grow up together, knowing each other, consider cousins and uncles and stuff like that, it needs to be said and it needs to be open.
What you mean, like what needs to be said?
I'm saying, like, just whatever situation she expressing to her homegirl.
Yeah.
I'm Uncle Jared.
Ooh.
I'm Uncle Jared. I need to know what the hell going on around here.
Everything? What if something like personal?
Because she gonna
her?
talk my ear off, bro.
She is.
I'd rather have that shit on speaker and I'm hearing all this shit so she don't be like, babe, guess what?
She gonna tell you that anyway, though. She gonna talk about that shit anyway.
Bro.
She gonna hang up.
It be certain
You heard
women.
what she just said?
You're right.
Ooh, and it's like, damn.
I heard what she just said, so I
Obviously,
saved
what you
like 10
just said.
minutes of a long-ass babbling conversation. I'm over here trying to watch the game
But
and
the
all
fact
this
is,
shit.
she's not supposed to be talking with you about that anyway.
I know that, but she gonna do it anyway. She gotta have an outlet to express, right? Am I right?
Okay, to your point, it's true. It is very true. Like, I remember seeing this before where it was like, basically it was like a video on like Instagram that was surfacing. It was probably like a couple months back or whatever. But basically, the girl, she said, if I know your business, just know my husband know your business too.
That's real.
And
That's
it
real.
was like,
That's what I'm saying.
it's because that your husband or your partner becomes like your best friend.
Facts.
So y'all end up talking about
You gotta
stuff
know.
that is kind of like, it can be sensitive or whatever. Pillow talking. It's pillow talking. Right? And sometimes pillow talk don't even happen in the bedroom, but like you just be talking, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I feel like, to me, it seems like a combination of both, like an overreaction, but also a moment of being insensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do think that's why I was like, that I would kind of look at it like, tell the friend, like, don't ever do that to me ever again. And also at the same time, be mindful and be like, if this person is around, kind of like, like you should know that this is what it's going to be. I think it was more so, it seemed to me that it's more so the person is upset that they were on speaker rather than the fact that the person actually knew. Mm-hmm. Because to me, it seems like, if you didn't know that this person was going to know about your business, you wouldn't have the moments of being able to say like, oh, like, I'm upset, I'm hurt, I'm mad. Right. You know what I'm saying? You would just be like, oh, like, it was safe. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you won't think like anything of it. But I do think like when you are in a relationship, it does become about like y'all talking about different things together.
Yeah.
And I would hope that the man who was listening to the whole conversation, I would hope he's not a talker himself, meaning like he just go out and spreads everybody's business.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because certain
sure.
men that I know, they just chill, mind their business, keep it pushing. But you also got people out here, other men out here that act like females, man.
They be yapping their head off with some dumb shit. Like
dumb shit.
Because the thing is, I done heard so much shit. It's crazy, like just in general. But there's no point to tell somebody. Because I definitely don't want to be a person where it came back around that I said the shit. Facts. That's the worst thing.
Facts.
So, yeah, I hear it. I'll be like, whatever. I don't really, no matter how sensitive it is, it's like, okay, that's her shit. I get it. Everybody got their own shit. So, I mean, who am I to judge somebody? You feel me? So,
right.
But yeah, I like where, they was talking about, if I know it, my husband gonna know it. That makes sense. I get that part.
Yeah. But I guess this is a difference where it was a boyfriend rather than a husband. That is a difference. It is a difference.
Right.
It's a difference.
Right.
But yeah, so that's Keisha said it. And I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed that one. I want to know what you guys think. Like, have you ever been burned by a friend? Has anyone ever dishonored your friendship and your loyalty? Let me know. What do you think this person did? They overreact? Or was the other person just being insensitive? So let us know what you think in the comments below, because we're very curious to know, okay? And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, there you have it. It's the Bridge ATL. I go by the name of DJ 9D. You can follow me on Instagram, the number 9 and the letter D, the real DJ 9D.
I go by the name of New Kelly, NUE.KELLY. You can follow this production right here on the Bridge ATL _. Check out also Nostalgia and Uni ENT at the producers. Shout out to the boy Tyler in the background. Yeah, man. Hey, come on to the bridge.
And my name is Keisha. You can find me on Instagram, Keish Done Did It, Keishdonedidit. And there's a lot of stuff that we're working on. So keep it locked, and we excited.
Episode 4 down, 1 million to go. We love y'all. Peace and love.